Origin Story Chapter 4, Talking to NPCs. In this game, every time you level a talent to a multiple of 5, you will get 1 talent point. In general, talents cost at least 5 talent points to be able to acquire them. Talents can also evolve, and those cost talent points too. In some games, you are only allowed to equip a specific number of your talents, switching your active talents with your inactive talents when you need to. Origin Story doesn't have that limit. All the talents you acquire are the talents you have active. I coughed because I made a few mistakes on that one because there's a mistake in the thing. Oops. you author Sama, are you there? Shit, get back to the story. Because of this, in order to deter people who enjoy trying to take all the talents, once you have 15 talents, the points required for acquisition double. Some talents, however, are not listed in the general talents list, and must be found out in the world, acquiring them either through achievements or quests. Those talents include, but are not limited to, OS talents. The talent limit doesn't really bother me, because I hate having useless things just lying around, but the devs are still making a clear point about investing in your character, huh? I'm also really interested in hidden talents, but I wonder what they would be. Well, I guess I won't know what's out there and what's useful until I get some experience playing the game. Shorty, were you trying to be taller? You're still kinda short, though. I measured Toto's height with my hand. He's gone from the height of my chin to the height of my nose. It's a change of probably less than 5 centimeters. Shut up! Because you get taller when you trigger the werewolf form, they limit how much taller you can make your avatar. Oh, so you chose werewolf. He looks like a regular human, though his skin is just a shade darker than his real-life look. Not everyone can enjoy being boring and playing human all the time like you, Nei-chan. What's wrong with being a human? It's the race with the most average starting stats in any game, so it's easier to adjust your character however you want. The stats for the races are, with equal meaning base stats. Right, okay. Human, strength base, defense base, dexterity base, endurance base. It should be equal. 0? Null? 0. Maybe it's base. Wisdom base, intelligence base. Elf, strength down 1. Defense base. Defense? Normal? Even. We'll call it even. Defense even. Dexterity up 2. Endurance down 1. Wisdom even. Intelligence up 1. Siren, strength down 2, defense down 1, dexterity up 1, endurance even, wisdom up 1, intelligence up 2. Construct, strength up 1, defense up 2, dexterity down 2, endurance up 1, wisdom down 1, intelligence even. Beastkin, strength even. I don't know, I paused there. Defense down 1, dexterity up 2, endurance down 1, wisdom up 1, intelligence. God, acronyms. Intelligence even. Werewolf, strength up 2, defense even, dexterity up 1, endurance up 1, wisdom down 2, intelligence down 1. Well, it's not like you can't take talents that make up for the insufficiencies, but hardcore PvPers would probably be very picky with their race depending on what kind of avatar they wanted to build. I think the majority of people would rather build their avatar on what they'd like to be, regardless of how well it all fits, though. To be honest, the differences in stats based on the race that PvPers would be crying about are pretty small in the big picture. Talents greatly change your base stat lineup, and we've already seen, game after game, that in a VRMMO, creative play can beat out high stats. But there are always going to be people who swear by the numbers, and one such person should be this shorty over here, but I'm just kinda surprised you didn't carefully weigh the options and choose a high dexterity race. You're going to play the dual-wield evasion type character, right? Or no? Jeez, isn't it Nei-chan who said you should play whatever you want without worrying about the stats in-game without classes? In a game. Even though you choose human because it has the most average stats. Well, I guess you're happy. You just wanted to try out the cool new race that no game has ever had before. Oh, Chine, stop teasing. Chine? Nei-chan, Chine is playing? Oh, okay. Oh, it's just a little bit confusing on the... Oh, it's one of those situations where you learn after the fact who was talking before. So, okay. So she said the thing about the thing, and then the kid is all like, what? Oh shit, Chi's here? Okay. Toto blushes bright red as Chi leans in, her hands on his shoulders. Don't get it wrong, it's not like he has a crush on her. She should be aware of the exposure that outfit has. Even though she normally worries about stuff like that, when it comes to cosplay it becomes a different story. My little brother is going through puberty. She continues to pester him like she's always done since we were kids. When did her hairstyle change? Wait, Joe already got a comb item in-game somehow? Chi grins and asks, Toru-kun, what's your avatar name, Toru. Toru. Don't tell me that's just the toe from Toru and wolf from wolf. Yeah, so? I facepalm. This shorty's naming sense. I'm just gonna keep calling you Toru. Agreed. Seconded. Hello again, Toru-kun. Joe grinned and waved. Oh yeah, Joe's the Ganondorf, right? How you doing, Arthur-kun? I don't think you're watching. Did I say Arthur Sama before? Arthur Chan? Arthur Sama. Where the fuck was I? Aside from that, Toru, you wanted to compare talents and stuff, right? Wait, that's her, isn't it? You wanted to compare talents and stuff, right? I want to actually start playing the game soon, and somebody took so long that I've already been wasting my time sitting here. Well, to be fair, I was going back over my talents and reading up on how to level them and stuff, so it's not like I was completely wasting time. What? I should have looked up that stuff before I started playing? Recklessness is one of my charm points. Oh, right. Okay, so the OS talents I got are Backstreet Striker, which increases critical chance and attack speed, and bonus to medium and heavy armor, and Lithe Hand of the Fighter, which increases dexterity, defense, and wisdom a little, and has a skill that increases parry rate for 30 seconds, and... Oh, he has such a smug look on his face. What is it, shorty? Lithe Hand of the Fighter was a blue talent. Aren't you jealous, Nate-chan? Oh, a blue talent, huh? So higher rarity talents aren't that hard to get. Blue? I only had 4 white options. I only had 6 white and 2 green. The first response was Chi, the second was Joe. Oh, oops. I had 7 white and 1 blue. No greens, though. I wonder what the criteria was for everything. Somehow, doesn't it sound like the average amount of talents you can choose from is under 10? I remember having double digits, though. So, Nate-chan, what did you get? Spirit of the Wild Hunt, which increases dodge, perception, nature, bonus to light and medium armor. Nate-chan, that's... Did you random all your answers? You hate playing scout-like characters. How did everyone come to this conclusion? Although they're not wrong. And, your other one? I don't really want to talk about that one until I try it out. Jeez, Nate-chan, you really need to read the things you sign, okay? In real life? My little brother is lecturing me on how to properly read contracts before I sign them. Okay, if you're done, I'm going to explore the village. Wait, I wanted to hear about the rest of your talents and questions and stuff. I was going to upload stuff to the community for analyzing. Exactly why are you playing this game, little brother? Toru-kun, are you playing a game or taking a survey? You can always ask Naru at home, right? Look, she's starting to get really fidgety. Alright then, you guys have fun. I'll see you later. Thanks, Chi. With those last words, I run off before Toru changes his mind. Seriously, I've been here for an hour and I haven't actually played the game yet. And people wonder why I prefer to play solo. Let's charge out to the wilderness. Not. First, I want to check out that werebear skill, of course. Right, yeah, werebear. The village's safe area extends a bit further out than the houses, so I'm looking for a safe spot that's hidden away enough from everyone else. I'm following the little creek that runs along the north of the village. At one point, the banks of the creek drop sharply into the waterfall. It's actually still right next to the village, but it's completely surrounded by the cliffs at the back of the houses, except for the creek bank I came in through, so it's pretty hidden. It totally looks like it's just the edge of the environment. Out of the way, heavily wooded so it's difficult to see through, and still within the safe zone. Okay. Setting up the screenshot camera tool, I flip it so I can see myself in the viewfinder. I have light, icy blue hair, but otherwise I look the same as my real-life self, wearing a kind of ranger-looking beginner armor. Alright, and now, werewolf form! Whoa, the sensation of suddenly growing taller by several feet is really disorienting. My arms feel longer than normal, too. In one sense, they don't feel like my hands or paws, but in another, they do. It feels like something you just have to get used to, so I'll just bear with it for now. So, just fucking pun. God, I was thinking too much about the pun and it went immediately into mistake. I can see my hands or paws are very bear-like. Now, how does the rest of me look? I glance at the screenshot viewfinder. That's Not a bear-like human, that is totally a bear! Though the proportions are a little different, the image I see in the viewfinder is fully a bear in armor. I am so fuzzy! I wonder if... I pull out my axe. It is completely possible for me to wield weapons in this form. I am a bear wielding an axe. I don't think I have enough words in my vocabulary to explain how cool this is. The merits to werebear form is extremely enhanced damage, reduced physical attack damage taken, and increased HP. The demerits are increased magical attack damage taken, and the inability to cast any magic on anyone other than yourself. Also, werebear form lasts only 5 minutes, with a cooldown of 30 minutes. Still, that's one hell of a power-up in a fight. It's so cool. But can I use it without being mobbed by players? PvPers would definitely complain if I used it in PvP. I'm not interested in hiding it forever, but I'd like to avoid the attention at the very beginning of the game, when all the hardcore gamers are more hysteric than usual. I guess I'll talk to Toto about it in the morning. He's a werewolf, which probably has a similar mechanism, and he's probably devoutly keeping one eye on the forum as he tries to power level his talents, so he would know the pros and cons to having werebear form. Caution didn't stop me as I happily went and slaughtered 30 or so horned rabbits as an axe-wielding bear. That some other new player panicked and wrote on the forums about an overworld boss that looked like a bear swinging an axe in the forest outside of the eastern starting village is only something I found out about later. After werebear form wore off, I re-entered the village to check out the NPC vendors and quest givers. I like exploring freely, but it's also fun to finish quests as I move through the regions. Or, you can say investigating the NPCs and helping them do things is another way of exploring. Nah. Besides, if you just ran wherever you wanted right at the beginning, well, though I'd like to do that, being chased down by endgame level monsters would be a pointless waste of time, so I'm looking for some quests that can give me a general direction of where I should go. Though, unlike the NPC vendors who are wearing similar outfits and standing behind stalls, it's not so easy to tell the NPC quest givers from the other NPCs. So far, I've gotten a quest to pick herbs and one to bring a lunchbox to a woodcutter from his wife. The NPCs are surprisingly easy to talk to, like they were real people, although I ran into some guys who kept trying to have them glitched by saying completely random things. After replying with several variations of, "I don't understand why you're telling me this," the female florist NPC started saying things like, "Please stop wasting my time." And finally, she got angry, saying, Stop this at once before I call the guards!" In the end, guards actually came, and the two players got teleported to the town jail. 2 guys got put in jail for harassing an NPC. Just what are they trying to do? Though having that kind of pseudo-realism in an NPC gives me a lot of hope for the rest of the game. Feels like OriginStory has a good balance to it. The devs tried to make it as realistic as possible, but they still managed to keep the fantastic feel a game should have. After talking to all the various NPCs, and nothing where all the shops are on the village map, I guess it's just the herb collection quest and the lunchbox delivery quest. Just as I was thinking that, I noticed some movement down one of the alleyways. I've come to the edge of town. In fact, I'm just on the other side of the houses where I had hidden to test out werebear form. There weren't any other NPCs or shops or anything other than the houses and scenery to flesh out the village. If I hadn't wanted to explore every corner of the town, there's no question that I wouldn't have come this direction. I looked down the narrow alleyway that caught my eye. It's not like it's a dark alleyway, but with the ivy from the neighboring house draping over the alley's gate's top arch, it was easy not to overlook. Not to mention the alleyways look more like a garden filled with plants, included just to fill up the background. But if I look closely, seated amidst the leafy bushes and flowers is a person. I push through the ivy and duck underneath the branches of the bushes that overhang the barely visible stone path entering the alleyway. The man is sitting quietly at a table in the patio of the house, looking up every now and then back down, writing something, drawing something, into a large, leather-bound book. When I look at him, he glows light yellow, and the name Andre the Traveling Scribe is also written in yellow, pops up for a few seconds. An NPC, huh? Hello? Andre the Traveling Scribe looks up and smiles, then nods at me. It's unusual for an NPC not to say something back if they have a quest, but if he was just made to populate the village, it's a little weird that he's so out of the way and hidden. Is now a good time to talk? He sets his book and pencil down. Certainly. Is there anything I can do for you? I'm a traveler just passing through, and I was wondering what you were doing here, or if you knew of any hidden spots like this. I kind of feel like I'm trying to pick him up. A traveler, you say? I am also a traveler. I am called Andre, and I'm a traveling scribe. I'm noticing. Since you're a traveling scribe, what does a traveling scribe do? He smiled, saying, A traveling scribe is merely a scribe that travels. Scribes are those who decipher ancient texts, decode secret messages, and create maps of unmapped places. We are people who use the scribe talent to open up a world that people otherwise would be unable to reach. This scribe talent? What the heck? That sounds like a lot of fun. I see you're interested. It is possible for me to teach you how to acquire the scribe talent, but it will take a lot of effort, and it is recommended that you be a more experienced adventurer than you are now in order to accomplish it. My average skill level is too low, huh? Could you at least tell me a little bit more about scribe? Is it something like helping you read and write? If that's all it is, it wouldn't be worth the trouble. That's not the case. Scribe opens up Decipher, a skill that allows you to attempt to decode ancient messages, as well as secret messages written in code, as well as mapping that allows you to use map crystals in order to make maps of areas without maps. Maps of areas without maps. That means that there are areas without maps to explore, right? I'm getting really excited. I understand I don't have the ability now to master Scribe, but is it okay to hear the criteria needed anyway? I'm a little curious. Andre the Traveling Scribe tilted his head to one side and pursed his lips together as if he was thinking. Why does Narusen-san want to learn Scribe? A philosophical question? I guess I'll just be honest here. It seems like if I have Scribe, I could explore the world with more confidence. It seems interesting. I see. Oh no, did I fail the speech check? I thought that, but... Very well, I shall teach you the method to acquire Scribe, although I will tell you again you must become stronger before you can master it. Understood. I will give you the special testing map crystal. Although map crystals are things that you cannot use without the mapping skill, this one has been enchanted to activate when you enter a certain region, as well as being the key. There are ruins in the Valley of the Fireworms. Use the testing map crystal as the key to enter a level of the ruins most cannot enter. When you completely map out the hidden level of those ruins, you will be able to acquire Scribe. Whatever. As Andre... Sorry, I just I should cut this part out, but I'm thinking. As Andre finished telling me this, the quest notification, you have triggered the quest, the hidden ruins in the Valley of the Fireworms, popped up. Thank you very much, Andre-san. I will follow your instructions as best I can. Andre nodded, and as I left, he picked up his book and continued to scribble on it. Opening up my quest log, I checked the average level requirement. So it takes an average level of 5 and consumes 2 talent points on completion. Huh? That's something Andre should tell you up front, or else you'd be surprised when 2 talent points are missing. But still, 2 talent points is a huge discount from the usual amount it takes to acquire a talent. Talents. Axe level 3 plus 2. Bolstered endurance level 2 plus 1. The plus 1 is how much further it's gone from the past one. Sharp senses level 2. Just because I don't do it in Kumo, I'm not going to do it here. If you're curious, it's there. I don't know. This is gonna get annoying though when it gets like really long because, Kumo is fucking massive. Maybe I'll do the plus 1. Scavenge level 2 plus 1. Spirit of the Wild Hunt level 2 plus 1. Because see, the plus 1 makes me feel like it's like an addition, but it's like it's supposed to be 3, but it's not. The plus 1 is just an aftermatter that's like, okay, it's increased by 1, and I know that, but it just sounds weird in my head. Inheritance of the Forest Guardian level 2 plus 1. Extra about the game part 1. Alright, the NPCs in Origin Story are very well developed with a huge word bank, but in the end, they're still NPCs. Players expected to try to stay on topic when talking with an NPC, but of course the devs aren't naive enough to assume that all players will try to play the game in the way it was designed. If a player asks a really weird question the NPC is unable to understand, but still has the keywords that an NPC recognizes as belonging to the topic they're supposed to be talking about, they will answer something along the lines of, "I'm sorry, can you rephrase your question?" or "I don't understand what you're trying to say." If the player just randomly says things completely unrelated to them, the NPC will first respond politely by suggesting you get back on topic. After 4 or 5 consecutive times, the NPC will respond more aggressively, and after another 4 or 5 consecutive times, the NPC will angrily give 2 more warnings before NPC guards show up and teleport you to the local jail. You must pay 10% of your money to leave jail. Things you can say off topic that won't incur this situation are asking for local directions, asking if there's anyone else who needs help, asking about rumors the NPC has heard. Every NPC might not be helpful for all of those off topic questions, but they are all programmed to be able to respond adequately to them. And there's an author note. It's just a thanks. Also, thank you for me to JW and Michael C for donating to Author Sama because I don't really have the money to just go around and donate it, but I totally would. Yeah, about halfway through, I randomly thought. I mean, in general, I thought a lot about how this story reminds me of Legendary Moonlight Sculptor. There are some major differences in character, but it's just interesting that just randomly sort of stumbled upon a situation, and then they learned about a secret cave, and she's probably gonna have to go through this area and fight all the things in order to get the talent, and it's gonna be like, I mean, I guess Scribe, she already knows what it is, and it's not the best thing in the world, but she already has, I don't know, it's like No. It's not. I'm not against it. I really like LMS. So it's probably just a coincidence, and no, it's very different. It's very different. But it's still interesting that it's, I don't know. I don't want her to get too OP so quickly, because she already has that bear thing, and then it's like, oh, go ahead and get Scribe. But I guess Scribe isn't that OP. It's just like, if this trend continues where she's finding all the secrets, just magically stumbling upon all of the best things, it's like, come on. Whatever, they gotta keep it interesting.